If you are new to the channel, then subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for further notification. Okay students, welcome you all to this new lecture in basic level where you are building concepts on vectors. So today we will continue our discussions on scalar product and we will see some of the applications and some of the typical points on scalar products. Okay, then let's see all these things. Now if your cos theta is 1, now you can see what will be this one. This whole square will be less than this square into this square. Why this is so? You can see from here only. Because this is less than 1. So obviously this one will be less than this one. So if you take square, root will go. So this one, a1, b1, a2, b2, a3, b2 square will always less than this one. Because numerator should be less than denominator, because cos theta should be less than 1. Now some examples, some typical examples I tried to give here. Suppose if I write a vector square, I told you if I write a vector square, that means nothing. This vector dot with the same vector. That's what the symbol of vector square. So a plus b whole square is nothing but not that literal a plus b into a plus b. It is a plus b dot a plus b. So if you dot it, a dot a, then a dot b dot a, then b dot b. You can't write, I have directly written this one. So a dot is a square, a dot b and b dot a. So we know a dot b and b dot a is same, so it is 2a dot b. And b dot b is magnitude b square. Similarly, a minus b will also a square minus 2a dot b plus b square. So if you add these two, it is 2 into a square plus b square. Not that algebraic, it is mod a square mod b square. It is looking like algebraic, but there is a slight difference in the, because it is dot. So a dot b is ab cos theta. That means a dot b will be always less than magnitude of a magnitude, because this is always fraction. So you multiply by fraction, then they are equal means, or you can say this by this it is. So it should be always less than, the numerator should be always less than the denominator. It is cos theta. This should be always less than the same way in dot. So that is also known as Schwarz inequality. Now one of the another applications of dot product, work done by a force F on an object. Suppose there is an object here, you apply a force here, and due to this force, this object is moved from this place to this place in this direction. So what is the work done? Work done is force into displacement. So force, not that normal force. The entire force is not working to push it there. Because if you apply the same force, same Newton here, then it would have gone directly, it would have gone more. Because you have applied something like this. So some portion of the force is trying to pull it off and some portion is pushing it. Suppose if I want to move it, if I can apply it in this way, so it will take more force, because some portion will push it, some portion will just going pressing the table. But if I apply this force here with a small force, it will move, because the entire force is pushing it. So the component of force that is pushing it is F cos theta, because F has two components, one cos theta, one is sin theta, this portion or the shadow of F on this direction. So it is actually F cos theta into D, which will give you F cos theta into D dot product. If you do F dot D, then it is F cos theta, you can see F cos theta into D. So that's why dot product is done for finding work done in by a force. It is F dot D. That is it, because it is that portion of F only working to move that object from this place to this portion, not the entire force. So that's why this is one more application. Now let's see some more typical examples. Suppose A, B, C, 3 are mutually perpendicular unit vectors. Then if they ask you this square a plus b plus c whole square, it is not that square. I told you it is this dot did. Again a dot a square, b dot b square, c dot c square. One you will get a dot b and one you will get b dot a. So this will give you 2a dot b or 2ab bcc. You can remember it in that way also. But you remember that is not simple algebra. All these will be because 0, because they are mutually perpendicular. A is perpendicular to b, b is perpendicular to, how three things can be in 2D? If three things are perpendicular, suppose A is perpendicular to B, B is perpendicular, then this becomes parallel. All because these and this cannot be. But in 3D it is possible. You can see these are perpendicular, these are perpendicular, these are also perpendicular. So it is possible in 3D. They are mutually perpendicular. So all are perpendicular. All dot products are 0. So if you get all these 0, then you, because these are unit vectors, so 1 1 1 3. That means magnitude of a dot a plus b plus c is root 3 if they are mutually perpendicular. A dot b dot c are 3 unit vectors such that this is 0, this is 0. Then what will be the value of this one? So because this is 0, so their dot products, this one square, this will be also 0. So what will be this one? Because they are unit vector, it is 3. So 3, if you go that side, minus 3 by 2. So AB, BC, CA will be minus 3 by 2. Now they are not perpendicular. They are unit vector, only this one. So you apply here, same here. This square is equal to this. Now this side is 0. This is 3, 1, 1, 1. So minus 3 by 2. AB and A plus B are unit vectors. A is also unit vector, B is also, and A plus B also unit vector. So in that, because I know mod A plus B whole square, because this is unit vector, it is A plus B dot A plus B, A, B, then 2AB. So this is 1, this is 1, this is also unit vector. Then A dot B is minus half. Minus half means the angle between them is 2 pi by 3, that is 120 degree. If AB and A minus B are unit vector, now instead of A plus B, if it is A minus B, so A minus B whole square will be equal to A minus B dot A minus B. Then it will be magnitude of A square, magnitude of B square minus 2A dot B. So this is again 1, 1, 1. So you will get 2AB is equal to 1. AB is equal to, now it will be A dot B is equal to half. So A dot B is equal to half means magnitude of A is 1, magnitude of B is 1, it is nothing but cos theta. So here also cos theta will be half, then angle will be 60 degree. If A plus B is equal to A minus B, that is very interesting. Suppose you have A vector, B vector, then I told you which one is representing A vector, A plus B, this is A plus B. And which one is representing A minus B, this is A minus B. So the magnitudes are same. That means if you take a parallelogram, these two are the diagonals. This is one diagonal, this is another diagonal. So both these diagonals are same. When it is possible? Which quadrilateral both the diagonals are same? Either they should be square or they should be rectangle. If it is rectangle, then this length is same, or if it is square also, then it is same. So in this case, in both this case, the angle between A and B, these two angles, adjacent sides, this is 90 degree. So if this is happened, that means A is perpendicular to B. Because both these diagonals are equal, that means they are the adjacent sides of either square or rectangle. So they should be perpendicular to each other. So important conclusion. What is maximum of A dot B? Is AB, because cos theta can go maximum 1. What is minimum? Minus AB, because cos theta can go minus 1 also. Any vector A can be written as in this way. A dot I. What will be A dot I? I told you dot means projection. So projection of A on I means on x-axis. That means how much distance you are moving in x-axis. So that's why it is x into I. That much distance you are moving in x-axis. How much you are moving in y-axis, how much moving in z-axis. By that also you can look at that point. So if I am dotting with I means what is the distance I am traveled in x. If I am dotting in with j means it is the projection of that vector on y-axis. That means how much you move on that direction. If I take projection of A on B, that means how much I moved in this direction, this much. And how much I move in this direction, this is this. So if I dot with I, that means how much I move in x direction. If I dot it with y, how much I moved in y direction. So that will also give me the coordinate of that one. The bisectors of angle between two vectors is lambda A plus B, while lambda should be positive. Real positive means real number which should be a positive number. Why? Because A plus B is this one I told you. So this is the diagonal, and this is, you can see, this is the angle bisectors between A and B. For parallelogram, this is the angle bisector between A and B. So lambda A plus B means any lambda can be anything, because the size can be any long or big. Just I want to find the angle bisector. Now if it is exterior angle bisector, because this is the interior angle, if I say A, B, and this is the angle theta. So this, because this is the, you draw a rectangular, so this is A plus B. If you multiply by lambda, you can take this much, you can take this much, you can take this much depending on lambda, but it will be angle bisector. Now what is exterior angle? This is the exterior angle. So if you want to get bisector of this one, this will be minus B. So this will be again a parallelogram, and this is A minus B, lambda into A minus B, because summation of these two will give me this vector. So that's why lambda A minus B is the exterior angle bisector, provided that R should be real positive number. Why positive? Because if you take negative, it will go in this direction. That is not angle bisector. Angle bisector is this one. So that's why lambda should be positive, real number in both these cases. If you like the video, then press the like button and please give your valuable comments in the comment section.